Hello everyone, my name is Nomis and welcome back to another episode of Hardcore Survival in Project Zomboid. We are picking up here a little while after our last episode, starting off on the rooftop of our new kitchen area. And today we're going to be doing more building around the base. We're going to be focusing on building ourselves an armory. That was a viewer suggestion a little while ago. Actually, probably the first suggestion of that was quite some time ago. But we are going to dive into that today. Now, I did record this episode. Unbeknownst to me, my microphone was muted, so I don't have any actual live recordings from that session. But instead of just binning the whole episode, I figured it would just do a little voiceover and maybe just speed up the episode, make it a little bit shorter, and we'll go from there. So hope you guys enjoy this. As you can see, I've got a lot of planks sawn up on the rooftop here. We're going to be getting rid of this fence over on the side. That's why we got the sledgehammer on the ground there. So we're going to get rid of that, and we're going to kind of build our wall, kind of just following the existing wall or the existing pattern of the floor beneath us. So what I'm going to do from here on out is just fast forward the footage, and I'll kind of explain what is going on as we go. Alright, so we're going to start off by knocking out this first fence. That second fence there, we'll pick up some planks here and start building our walls out. Quite a foggy day to be building, but better be building at base in the fog than out in a city or something surrounded by zombies. So we'll just slowly make our way around the corner here. I have to excuse the high-pitched fast-forward audio. Hopefully that's not too annoying. But yeah, we're essentially going to just follow this existing line for the floor that we have. I think I decided I want to put a doorway here out to our rain collector barrel, just like we've put doorways out to all our other rain collector barrels. So we'll just put the last few walls up around here as the fog grows thicker. And I think right here I'm just kind of showing you how I solved an issue with the second floor, the kitchen, and the area above the garage, how that was previously being considered outdoors. I figured it came down to a few pillars that we had installed. I'm using the ISO region debug here that was recently included in one of the recent updates. It helped me sort that out. Each of those colored areas shows where an indoor region is, and kind of going off of that map, I was able to determine which pillars needed to be removed in order to make sure that everything was being considered indoor that should be. So we have a nice consistent temperature inside our base now. So we can kind of go over that stuff again in a future episode if people are interested to kind of learn a bit more about how I figured that all out. But let's get back to finishing the exterior walls. Just putting a doorway here leading into the armory. Put a couple wall panels just beside there on top of the garage, just so I don't accidentally run off the edge. And we might eventually build up a second floor or a third floor above that garage there, but for now we're just going to focus on the armory. So just doing the last few panels across the back. There we go. I think I ended up having just enough lumber to get all this stuff done. This little area that we're closing off now, we're going to have that as an extension to the existing storage room. So I'll knock out that wall right there, and that'll all just be one big room. And then we'll have a nice little doorway into our armory from there. This staircase I'm going to eventually get rid of later on in the episode. I'm just going to keep it there for the time being so we can put our ceiling on. So now that all the preliminary walls are up, we can start putting in the actual, or filling in the actual walls and window areas. So I've decided I'm going to put a few windows up on this floor with some sheet rope accesses. Any windows that we do put up, in the meantime, we'll just barricade so we don't accidentally jump out. The storage room, though, we're just going to have just solid walls. We don't really need any extra windows in there. We already have sheetrope accesses up into that storage room, plus our stairwell, so I think that's fine. And I think we're just going to figure out now where we want to put those windows. We end up going 2 on that wall there, and then 2 on the opposite wall. And I think 1 by the garage door roof, of the garage roof door entrance. So there we go. Oh, maybe it was just the 1 window on that side, I guess. Anyway, definitely helps to have all the lumber laid out for us on the roof here. We don't have to do too much running around. One thing I could have done a little bit differently was sawn up the logs so that the planks were right at the edge. And then that way we wouldn't even have to pick them up. We could just do it all from the ground. So something to keep in mind if we do end up building that 3rd floor above the garage at some point. That'd be one way to kind of speed up the process a bit. At this stage, though, looks like we've got all the walls filled in. Now we just got to put in the doors. So we got those taken care of now. And up to the roof to fill this in. So it's actually considered an indoor area. We're leaving that 1 square in the corner empty because our rain collector barrel leading down to the sink in our medical room, that's where that is. So we want to make sure that still can have access to an open sky. Inside those crates in the corner, I've got all our glass cabinets that we picked up from the gun store in West Point. Picking up a few extra logs here, sawing up some planks so we could finish up this rooftop. And like I said, I had just enough wood to finish this. I think there was a few stacks of lumber left over when we were done, so it worked out pretty good. But I did prep by cutting down a lot of trees. So there we go. The basic roof is done. We just need to fill in the area where the stairs are. I think right now I'm just contemplating whether I should just build up a wall around that little hole where the rain collector barrel is underneath. So we'll get that filled in. And then it's probably time to get some sleep here, so we'll cut back in a second. There we go. Okay, so now we gotta go down, get our sledgehammer, knock out these stairs, get some planks, head back up, fill in the hole. Just 3 little spots there. And everything is pretty much done now as far as the building goes. We'll just clean up some of these logs, put them in the middle, and we can start pulling out the glass display counters and figuring out how we're gonna place those all down. I also have this metal cabinet and a deer head I will be placing in here. My first instinct was to put the cabinets along the outside of the room, kind of the perimeter, and have a walking area in the middle, but then I realized that things didn't really line up the way I wanted them. So we're kind of going to go through a few trial and errors here, figuring out what will work best. But eventually, what we're going to do is have kind of like a circle of display cabinets in the middle. Yeah, starting off with that, and then we'll have a walking lane around the whole outside. So all these display cabinets that were taken out of the crates there, these are all from the gun store in West Point. We also have several more display cabinets upstairs in the bedroom. that will bring down probably right now. So first I gotta empty out all the existing ammunition and guns from these. I'll just quickly pick all that stuff up. Now we're gonna keep all our guns, ammo, attachments, some blade weapons, some blunt weapons, some bombs, like all our engineering creations. That'll all be kept here in the armory. So right now I'm just putting stuff back into the display cabinets. We got one display cabinet for the gun, and then the adjacent one for the ammunition for that gun. So there we go, just figuring out how the varmint rifle and the hunting rifle are gonna sit there. Now unfortunately, as you can tell, we don't have any, there's no gun sprites, any gun artwork, I guess you could say, inside the gun, the display cabinets. It just looks like jewelry. Oh, that's unfortunate, but maybe someday we'll be able to see our own guns on display. That'd be pretty cool. Maybe in the animation update, we'll take care of that. So now that we've got the first set of counters down, just trying to figure out how we're going to set these next ones up. And you can see the basic shape taking form now. We got that nice set of counters all in. I'm going to put down a few more just in front of the doorway and the window. Once I make up my mind, there we go. So that's basically how the armory is going to look. I think it's pretty cool. We'll try and get a couple more of the deer head trophies, the mounted deer heads. Put those in there. Just bringing down all the attachments. And I think I'm going to put the attachments just over in this metal gun cabinet cage here. Eventually I will bring over that other cabinet that we just took stuff from, put down in the armory as well. Grabbing some axes and knives. We'll put all this down into one of the cabinets. Just trying to figure out the ratio of everything we should take down. We're also putting in some screwdrivers just because we have so many of them. So we'll try to have a good variety of different weapons down in the armory. If there's any other suggestions for decorations that you guys think would look good in there, just let me know down below in the comments. Be interested to hear what you guys suggest. So we got all our blade weapons going in this one cabinet. The middle one will be for all our engineering stuff, like smoke bombs and aerosol bombs and pipe bombs eventually once we make some more. All our remote controls will go in there. And then the one on the end will be for our blade, or our blunt weapons, I should say. So our extra sledgehammer, our crowbar, some hammers. As you can see, we're picking that stuff up right now. Some baseball bats. We'll make a couple of spiked baseball bats and keep them in there. So quickly just go through all this as I decide what to take, what to leave behind. And I think we're going to make the spiked baseball bat. Right here I was trying to figure out why I couldn't make them, but apparently we had gone through 300 nails building that room. A lot more than I had anticipated going through. But we have a lot of extra nails regardless. We probably have 50 or so boxes left over. Picking up all the remote controls, making some more aerosol bombs. Put all this stuff down there. Cool. Alright, so that's pretty much everything sorted out. We have these 3 display cabinets at the end. I'm not really sure what to do with those, so if you have any ideas of what else we could put in those, let me know in the comments. But I think that does it for today, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned. I'll have another Zomboid episode up very soon. And until next time, I'll talk to you all later.